Yo, what's going on, guys? You got your boy AAron2420 bringing you guys the Autolegality mod tutorial of Generation 8. So, in this video, I'm going to go into Autolegality mod for everything Gen 8 and also all the passion features that are still in this thing. It's going to be an all-in-one guide for everything up to date as of right now for Autolegality mod. So, yeah, if you guys enjoy, leave a like down below. I'm going to quickly go over my folders real quick while I'm here, which is why I am here. QR codes, I'll get into that later on in the video, actually. MGDB as well. Plugins, you should have this from installing the mod. You should have at least this file. I think this one's just a project file. Backup folder, you'll make this first time you load into the app. And trainers, this is an optional folder, but it's how you get your OT into Pokemon. And you just export Pokemon files themselves. I renamed mine, but this one is a Pichu. This one, I believe, is a Pelipper. Oh, no, this one is a Pelipper. No, actually, point is, one of these is a Pelipper. I know this one is a Score Bunny. Doesn't matter what Pokemon it is, but of course, nonetheless, that will, of course, label whose OT it is. That's why I've renamed my files. Once you have all your folders set up, though, you at bare minimum need the plugins folder. That's all the only one you really need, though. Open up PKHeX, and you'll see the red icon here. It will change to blue, which means that you are now in the Autolegality mod. So you see the blue icon at the top. It's not showing it down here. It's probably just lag. So I'm going to actually start us off in the Gen 7 stuff. It's why I have the stuff at the top, actually, for the Pokemon Global Link. Because there are a few features that you can only do in Gen 7, and I do want to show those off real quick before I do the Gen 8 stuff, just so I don't have to hop back and forth between saves. So, first things first, I'm going to mention the export QR codes. It's pretty simple. You go into a box, I have this one ready for 3 shiny Pokemon. Autolegality mod, export QR codes, and then they're going to appear in here. 3 Pokemon, Narwhal, that's the Duglong, Pew Pew, that is the Kingdra, it's the Kingdra, and then Lily, that is the Lombre. So as you can see, Lily the Lombre, Pew Pew the Kingdra, and Narwhal the Duglong. So that is that option. It's really simple. Next up, for the only other option that we need to be in Gen 7 specifically, import PGL QR code. So here, you go to the Pokemon Global Link tab and log in. I'm already logged in myself, so I'm not going to re-log in. As you can see, my information at the top. This is from my Moon game. It doesn't matter what game you pick it for. You still do QR rental teams nonetheless. So you have that QR rental teams tab, and then you can click on the team itself, and then there should be an option from here where you can actually copy the QR code itself, display QR code, copy image, and then tools, Autolegality mod, import PGL QR code. And as you can see, Celesteela, Raichu, Coco, you can see those 3 at the top. And then Garchomp, Buzzwole, Aerodactyl, Garchomp, Buzzwole, Aerodactyl. One last thing I will show real quick while I'm here, and just for a comparison, I'll start off with this before getting to the other features of AUTOMOD. I know this is a bit out of order, but this just makes sense to me, in my opinion, for doing this save first, and then comparing with Gen 8 stuff. So, we're actually just do it with Duglong real quick, because we have it. Actually, I'm going to go to a Mon Dugtrio. So, Dugtrio, actually, I'm going to go to a Mon with more sense. I'm going to go with Excadrill. So, Excadrill, obviously, we see it here. This is clearly not a legal Excadrill, but if you go to Autolegality mod, and then Gen Smogon sets, this will now import into this box every Smogon set for Generation 7. As you can see, there are 13 different Excadrills. Most of them are Z-move sets. If we now compare this to the Generation 8 save, I'm gonna go and import my main file here, and we're gonna go to box 17, and we're gonna do Excadrill, Gen Smogon sets for the comparison. And as you can see, there are now 9 sets this time. No Z-move sets, nothing that was exclusive or just specifically viable in those past generations. These are all viable sets for this generation. For a variety of tiers, whether it's VGC, Smogon, etc., there are all these sets here. Anything that is on the Smogon website, for whatever tier it is in, will import this. So it is for that generation as well. So let's say there was a Farfetch'd, for example. I couldn't import Farfetch'd because of the fact that there just aren't any Smogon spreads for it this generation. As you see, no movesets available, whereas if I was to do that in Gen 7, I would have exactly 1 spread. I know because it worked earlier when I did a past recording of this. So now we're done with the Global Link stuff. Let's get into the general importing. So I'm going to copy this team real quick here because it's a team that I don't have currently in. General Autolegality mod stuff, I'm going to start off with the Showdown stuff that is the same. Then you export box. You can export current box to clipboard, obviously. And then I'm going to import those here. I'm going to clear this box just to make sure actually, I'm gonna do the team first, just because of the fact that way then you guys know that I'm not just keeping the file copied. So we're gonna import with AutoLegality the team that I literally just copied right here. And as you can see, all these mods, all 6 of them, perfectly in the game. I'll go over met location stuff in a bit, but real quick, just OT is Crimson. I've referred to that earlier. We're gonna now export this box to clipboard, and I'll import it over in that box, just to show that it does work, of course. So Autolegality mod, the way it works with importing is you can either, one of two things. You can either A, import multiple mods at a time, like I just did with this top row and then this box. Or you could even do a single box. For example, if I was to do this Alchemy Gmax, and when you do Autolegality mod import this, it actually asks you to confirm the set, and it displays it right here. Before you have to then right click and either shift right click, or control right click. I think it might even just be control click. Nope, it's just set. Okay. Well, regardless though, you just right click on the space and then set, and it will set the mod. So that's how you do it for single mon. If you do more than one Pokemon, even if it's just 2 Pokemon, it will automatically fill them in the next available box spaces. For example, if I was to just do Charizard and Centiskorch now from this list, we can then import with Autolegality mod, and you see 2 mods now appeared. You can do it for up to a whole box. This is a whole box. I'll show that real quick. So this whole box is going to get filled in just a moment. Takes literally a few seconds, assuming everything is legal. If I was to, let's say, throw Roost on that Charizard, which I'll show it real quick just to show what an illegal Pokemon looks like. Because Charizard cannot get Roost in this current generation. So in box 20, I'm going to purposely crash the mod by doing this. As you can see, it's going to freeze the screen, not responding. It's going to take several minutes, and it's going to show up with an illegal Charizard into box 3. The slot 3 on the keyboard. My webcam doesn't reach, but yeah, box 3 over there, it's going to import an illegal Charizard any moment now, and I'll have a red triangle on it, which will help me explain my next step. So in a moment, we're going to obviously see that load. It's going to take a bit because it's importing 30 Pokemon and one of them is legal, but as we see here, right click on this Charizard. I'm going to change the move to let's say Dragon Pulse. And now I'm going to purposely though, tools, Autolegality mod, legalize active Pokemon. Now it fixed the locations for this, so I can right click it here, and it is perfectly set. So, while I am doing importing stuff, real quick, speaking of, you guys saw the shiny on the Charizard changed to a little square. This is for the Ultra Shinies. If you click just the normal star, it's going to be a star. It will be completely random. You might eventually hit the Ultra Shiny, but if you want a quick way to do it, shift click on the star, and it will always be that yellow star. Obviously, just a quick little trick there. Figured I would cover it because I didn't want to forget it. Now we're going to go into the to the export PKSM bank. This is something I can't really cover right now, but I just want to briefly mention it. I don't use PKSM, so I don't have the bank, and I don't feel like setting it up just for this tutorial because it's a pain in the ass to find the local file, and I truthfully don't feel like it. Because I'd rather just gen on my PC. But for anyone who does use PKSM on the 3DS, you should have a bank bin file, and you could export that to Pokemon files, which then you could import with the mod itself. Pretty simple there. I don't feel like going over it in this video because of the fact that I just don't use it. I don't know anyone who even does. It's not even ready for Switch yet, but regardless, it should be ready in the future. So I just want to briefly mention it for anyone who does have one. It would be a bank.bin file, if I'm not mistaken. I've already went over QR codes, legalized Pokemon, generate living decks. This is a cool feature. Tools, Autolegality mod, generate living decks. It'll start, I believe, in box 1. As you see, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. Every Pokemon you can get currently in the game will be there. Machamp, some of them will be illegal, but you can, again, just go to Tools, legalize active Pokemon, and bam, Machamp is now legal. So, pretty easy tool right there. Gen Smogon, since I've already covered. Now we're going to do Gen from URL. So Gen from URL is a pretty easy tool. Literally just copy paste URL link. You can do this for Pastebin or for PokePaste. And I go to an empty box because I want to have the slots. You can even just do this in a full box actually, or in a partially full box, as long as you have the space for your paste. Gen from URL. And as you can see, all 6 Pokemon are all right here, exactly as they were here. The Ultra Shinies are completely random. You can't really specify that in Showdown as of right now. So that will be random. But again, I've already mentioned the shift click method. Next up on the list is the GPSS tools. So GPSS tools are currently not officially released. They're not fully set up yet. They will be in the available future. Arkit will be mentioning a tutorial on how to do that in the server. So again, join the AUTOMOD server for when this feature does officially drop. He told me not to worry about it in this tutorial, so I'm not going to. Now I'm going to do the MGDB files. I know, again, a little out of order, but I do want to cover this real quick. So I already have the folder, so I'm not going to actually click it. But basically, how you get that folder, Tools, Autolegality Mod, download MGDB, and it'll ask you to download it or update it if you already have one. You click on yes, and it's going to take you, I think a couple minutes, take 2 or 3 tops, and you'll get the full file. I'll quickly open this Events Gallery, released Gen 1 through 8, and Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. So like if I open Gen 8, Wonder Cards, I can drag in this Eevee Wonder Card, for example. Actually, this is a Wonder Card file. Oh, it does work, okay. I know at least it didn't used to work because they were considered not the correct files, but this Eevee is now in my game, of course. Exactly legal as if it was an event. Pretty cool feature in my opinion. You can also mystery gift under the data tab, mystery gift database. Though it's pretty much the same things you would have from the MGDB, so there's not really any reason different. But if I right click and view, this now has the Mew for the Pokemon Plus. I can right click and set that. And that's also in my game now. So it's really cool if you're trying to just get a base file, and then especially for sets that the AUTOMOD is having a little bit difficulty with, you just go to Tools, Showdown, Import Set. If I had a Mew set I want to import, I'll pull one up. I'm sure that I have a Mew set somewhere here. If not, I'll just make a quick one. Yeah, okay, so I don't have one. Mew, I'll just give it Calm Mind, Psychic, and as we can see, Tools, Import, Showdown Set, and we can see Calm Mind, Psychic, it's now a level 100 Mew, and it's going to have perfect IVs besides physical attack, because that was not something that I did. So, pretty simple feature. I just figured I would quickly go over that in case there are any legends that you are having troubles genning with the AUTOMOD itself. AUTOMOD has gotten a lot better about legends. For example, Shiny Manaphy gens pretty well now on Gen 7. So, you just want to mention this though in case if there are any, because there are definitely a few instances where I've had personal difficulty with it. Now I'm going to get into the final actual aspect of the mod, the plugin settings. So plugin settings are a pretty new feature. They're actually really cool. GPSS, again, do not touch this. Just don't mess with it for now. Legal ribbons, basically what legal ribbons does is it will give all your Pokemon legal ribbons. For example, if we go to this Mew, ribbons, any ribbon that was legal on it, there was none on this Pokemon specifically, but on Dracozolt, let's say, or Arctozolt. So ribbons, I guess there just weren't legal ribbons on this Pokemon. Regardless, so if there were legal ribbons on a Pokemon, it would show up. I don't know if maybe it's just a bug with the feature. Arkit will let me know when he watches this over. Plugin settings, set matching balls. This was something, if you guys looked earlier in the video, you can see the Met tab. Fossils as starters will always be Pokeballs because of the fact you just can't get them otherwise unless there was an event released for them. For any Pokemon like Dreepy though, Dreepy itself, I'm not sure why. Oh, you know what? Because this was off of Living Dex. That's why these are all Pokeballs. So if I was to, let's say, go to Hawlucha, Luxury Ball, because this is Shiny Hawlucha, if I was to re-roll and then legalize Pokemon, you guys will see this is going to actually change to a legalized active Pokemon. For some reason, it's not doing it. But if I was, I'm just gonna export set then and re-import it. So, well, actually, I have to re-roll Shiny first. Export set, okay. Tools, Autolegality mod, import the Autolegality mod. And then, as you see, it's a friend ball now. So, that is the difference between Shiny and non-Shiny. It will do the balls differently. This Dragon Ball, as you can see, Dive Ball, because the Shiny is a light blue color. So, it doesn't even need to be like, oh, you know, fish mods will have, well, like, underwater Pokemon will have dive balls, net balls for bugs and fishing Pokemon, etc., stuff like that. It will just be whatever ball looks the best in terms of the color scheme. So, that's a pretty cool feature, in my opinion. Something that a ton of people ask me to do for Jennings, but it's a massive time save. Competitive markings. I leave this and use markings in general as true. If you use just markings, then what it does is it makes 30 and so I guess I'll show a difference real quick because I forget what the difference is. I know that at the very least for Mons, I'm gonna pause the video real quick. Okay, so the difference being on the markings, by the way, so for the blue, for the competitive markings is 31, red is 30, and anything else is going to be blank. Whereas for the non-competitive markings, if you just use markings, 30 and 1 are blue, 31 and 1 are blue, 30 and 0 are red, and anything else is blank. So like, for example, if I made this dragapult, let's say 30 in here, 1 in here, just to show a comparison, I'll do like 9 here. So we export spread to clipboard, and we're going to go to Autolegality mod, and then plugin settings. I'll do it first with this is false, and then I'll do it actually first with competitive markings as false, and then first with it, second with it as true. So import the Autolegality mod. As you can see, blue, red, blank, blue. For 0, the 30 is red, the 1 is also red, 31 and 0 are blank, or 31 is blue, 0 and anything else is blank. Whereas with competitive markings, which in my opinion is the setting you should probably keep it on, because it makes more sense to do it this way, in my opinion. If we were to import the same spread, you guys will see the difference is 31, those are both blue, the 30 is going to be red, and anything else is going to be blank. So as you can see, without competitive markings, with competitive markings. In my opinion, I like the competitive markings more. Other settings to go over inside of the plugin settings. Use trainer data, true. This doesn't really matter if you don't have a trainers folder, but it is cool anyway. For people who want to just make mods match, like I genned for a guy named Crimson. That's why I have his mod file. Then finally, the SwSh file. Basically, this is specifically for like raid dens. If I go to, let's say, a Gigantamax Charizard, I have a whole box full of them. Oh, right, I need to go back to my normal save. So I'm just open up this save again real quick. And we're going to go to Gigantamax Charizard. As you see, these are all illegal because it just shows the 5 IVs, etc. But if we go to legalize active Pokemon, okay, actually, I'm going to just export the set real quick and then re-import it because that will show the example better. Okay, so I guess it's not showing it. I'm not sure why it's not showing it. Export. I'm gonna just do export box to showdown, and then we're gonna go like right here, import the Autolegality mod, and then as you can see, you could view it. For some reason it's not showing these. Okay, so let me try a different Gigantamax. I know that it does work. I've seen it work before. We're gonna try with Colossal. So if we import Autolegality mod, Colossal, yes. It's not working with Colossal either. Great, this is actually annoying, I'm not gonna lie. What about Hatterene? Again, it's not working with Hatterene either. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna open up my normal save because I've done it on my normal save. So sorry about the errors real quick, but for some reason it's not doing that. So I'm just going to open up my normal save just to show it real quick. Because I do have examples of this. If we go to box 11, I believe I had one. Nope, box 10. Here we go. Okay. So if I open up, nope, it wasn't that either. Where was it? I know I had a recent Charizard I did do. Here we go. I believe it was one of these. Okay, Copper Jaw. This is a good example. So, Copper Jaw, as you see, 12 in attack and 10 in speed hyper trained. This is because it is a 4-star raid. It can only have 4 perfect IVs. It is guaranteed 4 perfect IVs. So, as you can see, that is going to have the 12 hyper trained and the 10 hyper trained. That's what the SwSh does basically. If I was to make this Charizard, let's say Blaze, for example, legalize it. Legality mod, legalize active Pokemon. For some reason, it's not actually legalizing this, and I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. So, as you can see, it still can technically do the max raid thing. I'm not sure why it's actually not doing the SwSh stuff properly. It was doing it properly when I literally just did the video the other day. But regardless, though, that's basically what this is. You can still get around hack checks with it, without it. So, like, this Charizard, perfect IVs, would still easily get around a hack check. But obviously, it makes more sense to just do it with the SwSh stuff, because why not? It doesn't really affect anything. It's going to hyper train your IVs anyway that are imperfect. So, there's really no reason not to do it. But yeah, I believe that is everything for this tutorial. The AUTOMOD, as I mentioned, does work on all generations, including recently added XD Gale of Darkness. So you can now gen in Gen 7 Shadow Pokemon such as Refresh, Mega Pidgeot, for example, and other moves that are locked to specifically Gale of Darkness, and you can gen them properly now. Arcade has finally fixed it, so props to that, of course, because those mons were always a pain in the ass to gen. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, click all the links in the description down below. I highly recommend you join the server, and at the very least, also follow Arcade on Twitter, because while he's not the most active, obviously, it's the least you guys can do, and just let him know that you guys are thankful for the mod, because it saves anyone who either gen for you, or B, is a genner, hours of time. So, all thank yous, of course, directed to him specifically. He is a genius with this sort of stuff. Editing the video right now, and I realized that I forgot to mention at the end of it that certain IVs, when genning in, will automatically be either hyper-trained or not hyper-trained. If it's a 0 in attacker's speed, it will not be hyper-trained because it will assume you are going for minus attack, or going for the foul play damage, or for lower speed for Trick Room. Assuming that, of course, that is what you were trying to do. If you are a 1 in those stats and you're going for hidden powers, it will also not hyper-train those, because again, it is assuming that you are trying to go for the low speed end. Occasionally 2, but that is for legality reasons only. For very certain mons, sometimes it will or won't hyper-train it. It just depends on the stat it's in. I don't know what the 2 is. I know that Arcade mentioned that it does exist. I have never seen one, so I wouldn't know what to cover for it. Also, there are certain IVs that it will not hyper-train as well, such as I believe it's 17 or 19, I forget which it is. I think it depends on the level and the format for Kartana, if you're doing it in attack, because it's assuming you're trying to go with the timid spread specifically for a speed boost in Kartana. Same as Lonely 15 defense stack Attacka. It will again not hyper-train that because it's assuming that you are going for the attack boosting stack Attacka. So the mod is pretty good at reading those. These were recent adds, so again, even if you don't plan on genning for Generation 8, if you did gen for Generation 7 and still plan to, I highly recommend updating the mod, because those are past gen features, obviously, that are pretty good for longevity. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.